recording. Happy New Year. And I'm back. I'm back with a different style of video this time. Something though that I know I've been wanting to make for a while. And like I had mentioned in the previous video, talked about wanting to make this space a creative hub for me, but also a safe space for me to express myself and to share my life experiences with you in a way that's both creative and honest and me. So something I wanted to do here in this video was to kind of talk about all the things that I've been reflecting on. And at the end of every year, I love to sit down with a nice cup of tea and my journal, and I like to reflect on the year. I'm super excited to see how things unfold with this. But yeah, let's get into talking about this year's reflections. So these are the top things I learned in 2024. I know it might sound a little bit cliche, but this year I really learned to trust in myself. I feel like this year I really listened to my own intuition and wasn't persuaded so much by other people's views of me or what they wanted me to be. And I feel like a big part of building that trust with myself this year was actually listening to and respecting my feelings instead of pushing them to the side to be somebody else's cup of tea. And I feel like through that I really learned how to place proper boundaries between what and who I wanted around me. And then I started to trust in myself that I was capable of providing myself with safe spaces, so I wasn't reliant on other people to provide me with safe spaces to be in, but I was the person knowing how best to protect myself and putting myself inside of like very nurturing environments. That was very important for me this year. It was definitely stepping into a place where I did have nurturing environments that were judge-free and full of love. That was the first thing I learned. Okay, the second most important thing I learned this year was really how to choose courage. And you're like, what? Choose courage, girl? I feel like you're already courageous. No. Pause. Because let me reveal something to you. I haven't always been courageous. No. And that's okay, because courage will find you along the way when you need it the most. It might be when, people are faced with believing in themselves that they lack the courage or they can't find the courage to continue down that journey. And I think this year I learned to choose courage and to continue to be courageous in all that I do and all that I want for myself. Okay. To be honest, I feel like for so long I was so scared of showing up on stage, being who I always felt like I had to be prettier or smarter or more talented or this or that to be presentable. And glad we got past that this year, because that could be the more farthest thing from the truth. Being courageous and being you, flaws and all. Yeah, I learned how important courage is. The courage to continue, the courage to chase, the courage to be. My tummy's rumbling. I'm hungry. Let's get through this quicker. Okay, the third, imagine. Okay, the third thing that I learned, this looks weird, was the importance of messy action. A lot of us want to wait to the most perfect moment to do something. We have to wait till the wind is blowing west and there's approximately 389 grains of salt left in our salt shake. Come on, be realistic. That was one of the most important things I learned this year, was that just don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't wait for your art to be perfect to make it. Make your art. The world needs you to make your art. You need you to make your art. So, whatever it is you've been wanting to start, whether it's sewing a dress or writing a comic book, just start. Messy action. Whatever it is. Because if we wait for the right moment, it won't ever find us. Boo. So we just gotta do it. Thanks, Nike, for that one. Okay, lastly, right? And so what I'm doing? The fourth thing that I have learned this year is that we will always have a duty to our community, and we will always have a duty to each other. I think we're told by the world a lot of the times that there's other things more important than being there for one another. And boo. So that was something that was always very important to me when it came to the fashion business that I run. I always wanted to be able to provide a space for community and not just consumption. And I think that's why creating initiatives like the free clothing closet is so important, of why I do what I do and continue to do what I do. Because to be honest, it's not easy at all running a small business. No, but it's knowing what I'm truly able to provide to my community that keeps my fire going. Okay, next page. These are the things I'm taking These are the things I'm taking into 2025. Can you believe it? 2025? Okay. Something I'm going to really try to practice this year is creating more than I consume. And you may have seen that on a lot of different types of videos explaining it different ways, but I think to me personally, how I want to choose to create more than I consume is by actively sitting at home, making stuff with my hands or my brain and not consuming something, not shopping. A lot of my small business is going to the thrift store. And I feel like, to be honest, a lot of that has consumed my life. So I kind of want to find a good balance of consuming and creating, and this year focus on making more clothes than buying more clothes. And no, it won't always be easy, but it'll be fun. And I feel like life's about having fun, right? Am I right? Somebody, did you hear that? They said it is. You know, I had years back during COVID in 2020 where I definitely created more than I consumed, and it's special to look back at those years and to see the things that you've made. And that's something I want to continue practicing in this new year. I want to be able to make stuff, have fun while doing it, so I don't burn myself out. And yeah, I feel like that's basically all I want out of my life. Okay, the second thing I'm taking into the new year is really challenging my own beliefs. Whoa, being your own worst critic? No, but challenging the things that you do. So I really want to focus on challenging my beliefs this year. I believe that we have a lot of maybe instinctive beliefs that might not always be true or the best for us to believe in. And I think this year I definitely want to take the challenge to write down all my limiting beliefs and to challenge every single one of them. I want to be intentional with my growth this year in a way that I've never been before, in knowing where I want to expand and how I want to show up for people or how I want to reach people. You know, I heard a YouTuber say one time that reflecting on the past is not about self-pity, it's about self-discovery. And I really want to hone in on that this year. And that's part of what this video series is part of challenging my beliefs. That's basically what I wanted to talk about today. And then finally, I'm gonna finish it off with what I'm leaving behind. Bye. First things first, we're leaving imposter syndrome behind. Boo, imposter syndrome. This year, I'm telling myself I can and I will be anything and everything I want to be. And I'm allowing myself to take up space. Letting all my petals bloom. Okay, second thing we're leaving behind in 2024, guys. Being your worst inner critic. Boo. Bruh, you can't be your own hater because there's so many other haters out there. You gotta be your own best friend. Period. Enough said. Last one. This is the last thing we're leaving behind in 2024. Boo. Bye. Paranoid thinking. Always thinking that the worst is gonna happen. What? Why? Because I heard this year that if something has a chance of being bad, it has an equal chance of it being good. And that means that it's like flipping a coin, which means there's a 50-50 chance. It could be bad. It's a 50-50 chance. It could be good. Well, that's it. I'm gonna have my dogs sing me off because, you know, I ain't trying to pay for copyright music.